that's what I see is the big change. Is we're now able to create a mind share, a mastermind where we're all sharing information because we're all able to benefit. Nobody's losing anything because the big guy in the company, they're the ones giving us money. They're the ones essentially incentivizing us to go out there and do this. So that's what I'm doing with my team. I'm giving them everything that I've got, everything that I've built, everything that I teach it for free. I give up all my time. And, the only reason because I do that is because I've seen the people come before me do the exact same thing. And, when you partner with one person, you're not partnering with just them, you're partnering with their partners as well, which is, 7 other people at, various expertise in different subjects. So very powerful. Definitely, I think it's going to change the game, and it's just the beginning.
Welcome to the Nicholas Brown Podcast, a podcast talk show about real estate investing, business leadership, and personal development. Each week, we explore current real-life case studies about how to build financial independence through investing in real estate to build your personal portfolio through passive income models, along with interviews from the top business leaders and personal development leaders. Now, here's your host, Nicholas Brown.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is episode 2 or episode 1. If you're listening in and if you're watching this, make sure you guys subscribe and make sure you guys subscribe and download if you're part of a podcast, if you're listening on a podcast platform. You want to get back to episode 1 because it's very, very educational and it helps whether you're in the real estate field or actually an entrepreneur. And this is a great leader. I'm going to explain it to you. This example. I had to have him on for episode 2. So episode 2, welcome back, Kobe. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah. Thank you, Nicholas.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kobe is one of the top Exp Realtors in the nation. Am I correct? In the nation. Because you guys are worldwide. Am I correct? Exp is worldwide? Okay. So what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get straight to it. We're gonna motivate, teach, and get a perspective. But the question is going to deal with EXP. Questions for motivation, questions for teaching us something about EXP. Someone's new to the field, or maybe they're transferring as a real estate agent, realtor, either or. And what is his perspective? What does he see in the future, and what has he done since he's joined? What has changed, or what does he see? So, what motivated you to join EXP? What motivated you to get in that field and not become a regular realtor? Or did you instantly join as EXP, or were you with another brokerage at that time?
Right. So if you guys definitely go back, listen to episode 1. I tell a little bit about my background, my story there. But no, so I joined EXP immediately as a brand new real estate agent. And the reason why I joined in the first place is very different from the reason why I stayed. And it's a very interesting point. So I joined the company because of 2 reasons. So if you listen to episode 1, I was into real estate on the investment side of things. So I really wanted to be an investor. And with the group that I'm with right now, they come from an investing background. So I have a team building model, and essentially we have 7 other partners that we get to work with. And all 7 partners come from very high level investing backgrounds. They've invested in hundreds of flips, rental properties, mobile home parks, different things like that, apartment complexes. So I really joined this particular group in the company for that reason. It's because I wanted to work with good people, and I knew I was in good company, with this group. And
like-minded. You was with like-minded. Okay. Going the same mission, the same route that you wanted. You guys want to go. Awesome. Okay.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly why I joined them. And then the second reason is, the way that this company is set up is we have 3 different streams of income. So usually in a real estate brokerage, there's one stream of income, and that's just from your sales, right? You sell a house, you get paid your commission. At EXP, you obviously have that stream of income. You get 2 other additional streams of income that actually helps you build your wealth, not just your active income, which is your sales income, right? You sell a house, you get paid once. You don't get paid again until you sell another house. So there's a joke in the industry where after every closing, a real estate agent is actually unemployed until the next closing, or until the next deal.
Right.
So that was what drawn me towards EXP, was the 2 additional streams of income, and more importantly was the equity portion. So EXPI is a nationally, it's listed on the NASDAQ as a publicly traded company. You can go and look up our stock ticker symbol EXPI. And as agents in the company, we get actually earn company stock equity ownership in the company just from doing our job, which is either recruiting agents or selling houses. So there's plenty of different stock options or stock awards for agents at the company. I'm not going to go into detail on what they
Sure.
are. You
Sure.
can reach out to
Sure.
me if you want to learn more. But essentially, what it is you can go out there and now you can build your wealth and build an equity portfolio, build assets instead of just an income as a real estate agent. And I mean, if you're in the real estate industry, you understand the power of equity. You
Right.
understand the power of appreciation and assets. And so I don't understand a lot of agents out there. They're just kind of making an income. They're not
Mhm.
necessarily going out there and building their assets, building their wealth, building uh, their long-term income growth. Because if you have, in an equity position, if you have something like an asset, right, like a stock or a rental portfolio, a house that you own, it grows without you having to put time into it, right? That
Mhm.
stock right now is $5, becomes $15 in 3 months. You got an additional $10 on that without having to put extra time into it. So that's what
That's an
drawn me towards
example.
EXP.
Is that an example what the market is today? $5, or this what you just giving it? Are you
That's
just
just
giving an example?
that's just an example, right? Of
Okay,
equity,
okay,
right? How
okay.
equity works,
But
right?
it's provided if you're part of EXP, that's provided. You get options. You get an option to get part of it, or it's automatically added if you're a part of the company.
Right. It's a
It
stock award. So just
okay,
to give you an
okay.
example, like a stock award is just you sell a house. Let's just say you sell. This is a very simple example. You sell your first house to the EXP. You get an equivalent of $200 worth of EXPI stock, whatever
Wow.
market value it is right now. That's just one
Wow. Okay.
example.
Okay.
So
Okay. That's awesome, man. Cause the market goes up and down though, but that's just an
right.
example. So I want you to explain. That's strong.
Oh yeah.
So
So
that's
it's it. Yeah.
awarded each time that you sell or whatever. Boom, you get you get a share, pretty much like an
Yes.
override or a share. Man, that's strong, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Is that the third way or the second way? First way is selling the house, which I'm writing
Mm-hmm.
this down. The
Right.
second way is equity.
Equity. Yep. Equity
Okay, so
awards.
that's
That's what we
number
call it.
two. Equity awards. Okay, rewards. Okay,
Yep.
awesome. Okay, number
And
two.
then that's the second way. And the third way is the one that I'm focused on right now. And that's what I
Okay.
said. If you listen to part one of this episode, if you listen to episode one, you know exactly what I'm talking about, which is the revenue
Rehash a
share
little
model.
bit if you don't mind. We got time here.
Right. All
You
right.
got
Yeah.
time here. You say you had time. Ladies and gentlemen, you say I got time, Nicholas. I got time. So feel free to share if you don't mind. Rehash.
Yeah, I don't mind at all. So essentially what it is I got into real estate working with an investor. And I didn't really understand the revenue share model. I've seen team building models in other industries in the past. We've been, our family's been, we have a lot of friends who are in insurance. If you're familiar with WFG, how that model works. And, I've been approached by Amway as well, very similar network marketing
Sure.
team building model. So I understand the power of it. Robert Kiyosaki is a big advocate of it. I was just read
Right.
his book at the time, so I understood what it did, how it could benefit each individual in an organization. I just have never seen it really take off for the way that it has in EXP. So I didn't understand the power of it, and it wasn't it wasn't really a reason for me to join the company when I joined. So I didn't
Sure.
join the company to build a team, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Okay.
But I started working with the brokerage in early of 2020, and 2 months into it, the world shut down. I couldn't necessarily go out there to look at properties anymore. Be that investors acquisitions agent that I wanted to be, which I did for 2 or 3 months, and I had nothing to do. So I was stuck at home. I wasn't able to go outside.
Right.
Couldn't even go into a store. And
Right.
I had a real estate license. It was me, my computer, and what was I going to do? Right. So
Right.
I actually accidentally came across an entire training academy that somebody in our leadership has built out for our team on
Mm.
the revenue share model and how to go out there and build a team from the ground up the correct way. Because believe it or not, there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. And, I'm proud to say that we do it the right way. So I accidentally came across that. And the first video is explaining how this is a powerful model for you to go out there and build your residual income. And then we're seeing, actually showed the math breakdown of it. It showed us exactly how much we can earn on average per agent that we bring to the company, how that duplicates and compounds. Won't go into too much detail, but
Sure.
essentially I saw that and I was like, wow, it blew my mind. And why don't I take my opportunity now? I have all the time in the world. Why don't I focus a little bit more time on this, see what happens, see if I can actually, build something substantial from it. And, that's what I did. So
So that
about,
system, so that authority figure was your teammate,
yeah,
team yeah, showed you a simple system that you responded to, like, man, I can do this, or I can take advantage of this. Why the pandemic is going,
yes,
basically.
yes,
Okay.
that's exactly it. Yeah.
Okay. So it was simple, and I'm thinking you could do it anywhere in the world. You could, if you structure it correctly. Am I correct? 'Cause I love systems
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean that's exactly how we built it. And the company itself, the revenue share system. So I'm a licensed agent in Texas, just a
Okay.
licensed sales agent. I'm not a broker. Full disclosure, I'm a licensed sales agent. I have, like you mentioned in episode one, I have agents in over 10 states, probably
Mm,
even more than that now. I have an agent in Mexico. I have an agent in India,
wow.
across the Pacific Ocean.
2 countries. Wow.
This is Dane Fuentes with Cumulus Media, and you guys are listening to the Nicholas Brown Podcast Show.
Okay. So you get, as we call, you get what you call it before, rewards for that, correct? If they're in another country, you still get rewards also if
Yeah.
they close a deal. That's awesome, brother.
Right. So that's the revenue share model. So we earn override income from the sale that an agent makes in our organization, except the agent's not paying any additional splits. They're paying their
Okay.
split to the brokerage. And then because EXP is a cloud-based brokerage, if you guys didn't know that, we're cloud-based. We don't own any offices. They have more income that they can actually share back to the agents. And that's hence why it's called revenue sharing, because the payment that we get from revenue share income is paid from the company side of a commission split. So it's an 80-20 split. The agent gets all 80% before
Mm,
they cap. And then the company pays us from their 20% that they're earning back to us, who helped grow the company based on, whoever, who is the responsible agent or who is the responsible, team for bringing that agent on, essentially. So so we're able to earn, residual override income over the sales of agent, not just, in our city, in our state, but we can partner up with agents anywhere around the world now. And
wow.
it doesn't require anything aside from just you being an active agent at EXP, and you can bring agents on anywhere. And I, didn't believe that. Now that I've done it 2 times, it's really shocking and crazy to kind of see what we're able to do with just a sales license now. So really
So
incredible.
basically, you can receive income weekly. Any type of out of those 3 ways, you can receive income, ongoing income. So you don't have to wait for this property to sell in 2 weeks or whatever, or 2 days or whatever. You still got, I know it. That's what I was saying. So
Right,
just
right.
because you see on the board, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't close till you get that check. But
Exactly. Yeah.
because if you don't meet those conditions, I remember that you don't meet those conditions, or they got to go right back to underwriter, whatever, the realtor and the, I used to be a mortgage broker. The realtor and the
Yeah.
mortgage broker, we're not closing that deal until all conditions are met. So, but at the same time, this formula, these methods that you have, you're receiving income 2 other ways, correct? You still can receive
Yeah.
income, okay, because you got people under you, or you're just part of your team, correct?
Exactly. Yes. So
That's
it's
awesome.
a way for agents to hedge against that, in a receding marketplace, like a lot of agents predict that it's going to happen in the next couple of months, or
Oh yeah.
2022, 2023. It's a way for you to now hedge against that, because if you have agents now, because you can now build across different markets, if you have agents in a different market that might not be as affected, right? Like my case, I have an agent in India, right? We might have a receding marketplace in the US, but it's not affecting India, right? They could
Mm,
be booming. They could have a booming real estate market. If you have a big
right.
team in India, your income's not getting, it's not determined by your current marketplace, right? And now you can have, you know, residual monthly income. So we get paid by the month
Okay.
for our residual income. You get monthly income whether you sell a house or not. And,
Sweet.
so
That's
it's
sweet,
just something
man.
very powerful.
That's awesome, man. So basically, I think it's your goal was pretty much at this time right now is focus on team building also because you're going to get residual. You're thinking as the investment side, we're both investors, ladies and gentlemen. So you're thinking on build, and then now your time that you put in is going to work for you instead of you working for time. So as I
Exactly.
always say, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be active to become passive. So he's more active. Like I'm being active. It's going to be a time I can stop, like he said before. And my money is working for me. It's passive. Oh, I got a check here. Oh, I got this income here. Same process as with EXP. They have an awesome model that they're presenting. So I think he kind of stumbled onto that when the pandemic came and said, man, I can tweak this more because this guy, am I right?
Right.
The person that's in your team, they structured that way. So, am I right? So you are you more focused on building a team method this time around? Is that what you're doing? That's what you're
Uh,
focused on?
100%. So that's where all of my time is building my team because, like you said, you have to. I'm working actively, but I'm working for residual income. So I'm
Right.
working
You're getting
working hard,
passive. Yeah.
right? Working active to be passive. I love that phrase, by the way. That's
But be active to become passive. That's the thing. I'll get you the t-shirt also.
yeah, dude, I love it.
But it does make sense, it
Yeah,
works, man. So investor, man, investment mentality, man. So if you want to start, and the Robert Kawasaki, you want to be on the B side, be in investment side. You work those both too,
right.
man. Now you got a system going, it's working, man. So that's awesome, brother. I'm excited about how you're explaining it. So
Thank you.
on this, so you got which one is monthly? We're about done. Well, we're gonna go back, but I just had to ask this, man, because I'm
Sure.
excited about this too. I'm sure people have a question on that. Which one is monthly? So is that when someone sells a house, is that instant? Can you explain that a little bit? If I
Right.
just sell a house right now, would that be instant? Or that's the normal way I receive my income?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, let me just clear that up for you because that's actually a really good question because we went through a lot there, right? So
Sure, no
three
problem.
streams of income: your
Right.
sales income, your equity from stock awards, and your residual income from revenue share. So those are three different incomes, right? You
Sure.
sell a house. That's the same way that it works at any other brokerage. You sell, you close, you get paid immediately. Actually, I know some brokerages might have like a weekly payment for that. You get paid immediately at the closing table through the EXP model. So that could be a little bit different. But if you're a brokerage right now that currently does the same thing,
Okay.
yes. So you get paid if you sell a house and it closes, you get your commission check. That's number one. That's how you get paid. The second one is the stock awards. So stock awards are not necessarily something that you have to actively go out to seek. It is based on your activity through either sales or revenue share. And then if you meet a certain criteria, you get awarded stock from the company. So it's not
Mm,
something that you have to go out there and it's not something that you have to do. It's just like the example that I gave for so one of our easiest stock awards is an agent that comes to the company and they close their first transaction on the year, they get a $200 equivalent stock award from the company. You do it again the next year, that's another 200. You do it again. So it's an annual and it's a transactional stock award. Same thing for, we have a cap. So it's an 80-20 split and a $16,000 cap, which means you paid that much into the company. You go on a transaction basis. You no longer pay a split.
okay.
On the transaction that you
100%.
cap, yeah,
Okay.
100%
Okay. So
$250 transaction fee.
okay. Okay. Once you hit that, if I make $16,000 for the company on it, the next deal that I close, am I getting the? So you're saying I'm getting the whole
Yes.
100%? That is awesome, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, that's strong. That's strong.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
so it's the cap. So essentially, what I'm trying to get there is, on the transaction that every agent caps each year. So it could be your first transaction, it could be your 12th transaction, right? Just however many it takes you to cap. On your capping transaction, you get a $400 stock award of $400 worth of EXPI stock. Essentially, you get a $400 stock award, whatever the market value is. That's how many, condensed into. Well,
Sure.
you do the math, right? So
Right.
it's a transactional and annual stock award. So these are things that you don't necessarily have to go after. But our big one is the Icon Agent Award. So that's when you get your entire cap back in the form of stock award. So it's a
Wow.
$16,000 stock award for the top producing agents in the company. So these are agents who have capped and have closed at least an additional 20 transactions after capping for the remainder of that year. and that's the Icon Agent Award. So these are all different things. So these are not things essentially that you have to go out there and do. If you are,
This is other perks and just different levels, other perks and levels available at that
exactly,
time based
yeah,
on being active to become passive.
right. So, yeah, so I mean, this is the beautiful thing about it is that like if you're an agent and you're a top producer at a different company, you get nothing.
Sure.
You get your commission, but you get nothing. You might get a trophy, or you might get invited
Right,
to speak
right,
at a
right, 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 right,
yeah.
right.
And at
Yeah,
EXP, you do the exact same thing. You could get your entire cap back in the form of the fastest growing stock and the fastest growing company in the entire world right now. So you don't have to do anything different. You just move brokerages, and you get a bunch of equity if you're a top producer. That is so. This is kobe.xin from the FLA podcast, and you're listening to the Nicholas Brown Podcast Show.
oh man, that's strong. That's strong. So the cons is actually on if you decide not to join a model like EXP. That's the con, because why would you make the broker, why would you give that away when you can get that yourself? You can partner with EXP with their model. It's even more better,
Sure.
man.
Right.
Everybody wants this is a riff. Everybody wants to go buy the high brand names, but the brand names, ladies and gentlemen, they don't too much care about you compared to the model that EXP is presenting to you, So I just want to plug that because I know. But go ahead. So we talked
Yeah.
about the motivation, what got you in there.
Right.
Teach us something. So if someone was to join EXP, whether they're an entrepreneur or they're a new real estate agent or a
Right.
broker that's coming that
Sure.
wants to join the EXP, what can you teach, or what's the FAQs that you teach your people that come to your team, brother?
Right. So we like to teach on mindset more than a specific skill set. And the reason being is because EXP is, like we just talked about, it's a multifaceted business, right? You can go out there and focus on sales and build a good portfolio of assets, or you can go out there and do what I'm doing, build a team, focus on that residual side, or you can do both. So, there's really three types of agents here. There's the only focus on sales, only focus on recruiting, and do a little bit of both. Most agents do a little bit of both, right? They have to have the active income, they like the stock, and they also want, a big team that they can earn residual income off of. So we like to teach on mindset and overall business skill sets, which means that we don't go out there and teach you like focus so much on you have to cold call, this specific demographic of sellers, or you have to go out there and market on this specific platform, this specific way to these people. It's more over encompassing. So we believe that every strategy works when it comes to your marketing and your business, as long as you're able to work it correctly. But that's the key piece. You have to put in the work. You have to actually do the things that move the needle. But if you do it for a long period enough of time, which for us, we say give everything about 6 months. So if you're, let's just say, for example, if you're doing a podcast, you have to do it for at least 6 months. I mean, podcast probably even longer, but you have to do it for at least 6 months before you can say, well, this doesn't work. Let me stop doing it. And that's what most people fail at. It doesn't matter if it's as a real estate agent or as any other business, is they do something for 3 weeks or 3 days or even 3 hours. It doesn't yield them an immediate result that they want, and they quit. And that's why you see the drop off rate for entrepreneurs quitting the business. I think it was the statistic is like 90% of entrepreneurs fail, or something like that. 9 out of 10 businesses fail. I mean, it's more like
Less
9 out of 10 businesses quit. So
right. Listening. So base is a mindset, and you got to have consistency in that type of team. So build your foundation, as we say, ladies and gentlemen. That's basically, I believe, what they're focusing on: mindset
yes,
and building your team. There's no content without a context. You got to build your foundation, ladies and gentlemen. Foundation in your mindset, and you got to be consistent and stay firm with it and get with like-minded, such as Kobe and his team. That's what they present. That's what they teach. That's what they focus on, their mission, their culture. Am I right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's your culture, because it's all about the culture, and we're going the same mindset and the same steps. So You taught us that. What's your perspective? You kind of answered it earlier, though. What's your perspective on EXP? What do you see coming compared to the normal realtor, real estate agent? And we're
Yeah.
just about done.
Right. Yeah. So my perspective is like I said, this is a brokerage for people that have big dreams and big goals. So
Okay.
not like my mindset, my perspective is that, it's okay. So like everybody has different goals and everybody has a different viewpoint on what they want in life. Right. So
Well, overall, I'll put it like this: compared to the normal real, because you've been in the
right.
business for 3 years, right? As a real estate agent,
Yeah. Coming up
realtor.
on 3 years.
How has things changed? What's your perspective on today? Do you think more, for example, Keller Williams or whoever's going to change to you guys model, or they're going to stay the same and just lag? Or what's your
Got it.
perspective? How you think today's model of a real estate agent and a beginner that comes to real estate, whether they get with you, the EXP's model, or whether they get with the Keller Williams or the big name brands? What do you think?
Right.
What's your perspective on that? Is it going to change? Is it better, or what do you see in that?
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's changed, and it's changed for the better,
Okay.
because of the way that our revenue share system is set up. A lot of people see the opportunity of the 7 tiers below you, where you can build your team and earn income. But and something I mentioned before a little bit as well is they don't see the value of the 7 tiers above you. So when you're joining EXP, you're not just joining a brokerage by yourself. You're joining 7 partners who are like-minded, like you said, who can help you, who have different value that they can add to you, and they're going to pour all of that into you for free because the company's paying them to do so.
Okay.
That's what drawn me to the company in the first place as well. And that's my perspective for new agents coming in, for experienced agents coming in, for anybody. You at your current brokerage, or like at most traditional brokerages, you're either paying an additional split to be part of
Right.
a team, or you get nothing, right? You get what you pay for. But at EXP, you're not the person paying your 7 partners above you through splits or through additional costs, and the company's paying them, and they're able to give all their free value. So like I said, we get these courses for free, these training academies that I accidentally came across. They're all provided to us, over 100 videos telling us how to build a business the correct way. And for me, that was super valuable coming in, because I had nothing and no experience, and now I was able to receive essentially training from some of the top real estate investors and agents in the entire country, just for no additional cost, for free, as a part of just being a part of their team. So just for an example, some of these agents that I work with who are used to coach a lot of investors, they used to sell their coaching programs for like close to like $50,000 a year or something
I
like that,
believe it.
like
Yeah.
$10,000 a year. So we get this for free because we're part of their team and they're benefiting from it. So that's what I see is the big change. Is we're now able to create a mind share, a mastermind. We're all sharing
Mm,
information because we're all able to benefit. Nobody's losing anything, because the big guy, the company, they're the ones giving us money. They're the ones essentially incentivizing us to go out there and do this. So that's what I'm doing with my team. I'm giving them everything that I've got. Everything that I've built, everything that I teach it for free. I give up all my time. And the only reason because I do that is because I've seen the people come before me do the exact same thing. And when you partner with one person, you're not partnering with just them. You're partnering with their partners as well, which is 7 other people at various expertise in different subjects. So very powerful. Definitely, I think it's going to change the game, and it's just the beginning. Is what I'll say.
wow.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Thanks everyone for listening. You're listening to the Nicholas Brown Podcast.
Yeah.
I'm Logan,
I'm Clyde.
and you're listening to the Nicholas Brown Podcast.
Yes.
So it's just the beginning. So it's going to change your model. And you guys are out there, man. It's growing. So at the time of this video, how many people are part of EXP? It's over 77,000, correct? It's because that was when you was 18. So it's over.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
grown, right? It's
It-
growing as we speak. Okay.
It sure has. So when I joined the company, we're actually at 20,000 agents total.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's grown from 20 to 77 when I was reading it. Oh wow. Okay. Probably
Right.
more.
And
I think
now
yeah.
we're at 85,000.
Wow. Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Dang, that's strong. That's strong. It's happening. People seeing that, you know. And here's what I want to do, a side note, then I'm gonna let you we're just about done. Ladies and gentlemen, just be aware, as they say, trust but verify. Reason why I say that, don't worry about the words, because a lot of people just, I heard it's MLM and network. Don't worry about that, because it's, listen to the words, ladies and gentlemen. Network. I met this guy networking, multi-levels of what? Marketing. It's nothing wrong with multi-levels of marketing. It's nothing wrong with network. Those models. That's a model. President, vice president, secretary of state. Those are models. Those are systems. So be aware of that. Don't worry about that. Just get started. Trust but verify. This system is working. They're gonna grow whether you're there or not. They're gonna make it happen where you part of the big Keller Williams or whatever brands or whatever. But you know what? They're getting part of the share, the override. So you guys should need to think, need to verify. Reach out to this person here, this team, and they'll get it taken care of. They'll answer your question. They'll get you rocking and rolling if you want. But they're gonna make it happen whether you're there or not. Am I right? The ball, it's gonna keep going whether you're there or not. So I advise you to take advantage of those shares. The number 3 is what took. 2 and 3 is what stands out. Stock and the equity, ladies and gentlemen. That's strong. That's strong. Am I correct?
Yeah, the revenue sharing from the network marketing model, and then the stock and the equity, those are the two that really separates us from anybody. So stock, I mean, that's something I don't think we've ever seen in the real estate industry. Keller Williams is a similar model to us, and there's different brokerages out there as well with similar, tiered systems, but we're the only one that's built the way that we are, where we're getting consistent payments from revenue sharing. So it's a big difference, profit and revenue. So just it's a very big difference.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Okay. So how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah. So I don't know if you're going to leave my social media links on the show notes below, but you can definitely get in contact with me if you just go to my my website, Agent Wealth Hustle. And then you can book a call with us there if you click on Partner with Us, or you can listen to my podcast, Free Life Agents, the FLA podcast, or just let me just make it simple to you. Go to freelifeagents.com and you can book a private call with me if you want to learn more about this opportunity. If you want to just reach out and just
let's
talk.
Do this because the listeners, we got the podcast listeners. Yeah. Let's try Free Life. Is that the quickest way? Free Life?
Freelifeagents.com.
That's awesome. Free Life Agents. Remember that. Free Life Agents. That stands out. .com. What's your LinkedIn?
My LinkedIn is just my first and last name, Kobe, KOBE,
awesome. That's his handle, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Well, hey, Mr. Kobe. Hey, man, I appreciate your time, man. We're going to do another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Time. Watch him. He's all over, like I said, social media, Facebook, Instagram. What's your podcast? Name of your podcast again?
He's
a podcast host, ladies and gentlemen. What's the name of it again?
Free Life Agents Podcast.
Which is FLA, right?
Yeah, FLA, the FLA podcast.
Also known as that. So make sure you guys go there, subscribe. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. I'm going to be launching it on September the 19th. It'll be with my first 5 videos. So
awesome.
First and last
name. Stay tuned for that. Support. Subscribe to him. Reach out to him. Reach out to me if you need me to reach out to him. If you need to reach him, I'll make sure it gets done for sure.
Right. Thank you.
Well, thanks again, Kobe. I look forward to networking with you and doing more business or building the bond together, man. Thanks for coming on to the show, brother. I appreciate that. Okay?
Yeah. No, thank you for having me.
No problem. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, for this awesome episode. As I always end, don't condemn, don't complain, because you have a choice to make a change. Have a great day.
Thanks for joining us on the Nicholas Brown Podcast. Make sure to visit our website, www.nickbrowninc.com, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or via RSS, so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. If you like this show and you are a new real estate investor, then check out one of Nicholas's free reports called the Wholesale Dominator Report, also located on our website, www.nickbrowninc.com/free reports. Be sure to tune in for our next episode. And remember, don't condemn, don't complain, because you have a choice to make a change. Have a great day.